take a fence panel off, or is it fine?
No, that'll be fine because we'll be rigging right here.
Okay.
So
all right.
It'll be good. Thanks. Okay. Well, good. All right.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. And thank you for, letting me do it. Okay. So we're on cordial terms. There's our stump. We're pressing against each other, but they're separate stems. And so it's going to be fun to excavate this stump and just see what's under there. And see how far that separation goes. But here's our tree. We got service wire there, but that shouldn't be hard to avoid. The lift is in town, but it's at a different job. So I'm gonna climb this. I'm gonna treat it like it's a hazard. I'm gonna create some compression forces here. I'm gonna set a retrievable block up there and use this spar as kind of a rope angle change so that we can kind of mitigate the lean a little bit, and we'll rig this stuff back to this spar. So this should be a fun time. Got my new boots on today and they caused a crazy error. Look at that. See that? See that? I can't have anything nice. I'm sitting in the car, I'm moving this forward. I'm gonna inch this forward to get out of the way of a truck. And I got 1 foot out the door. And I go to switch to the brake, and these new boots, they're stiff. So my ankle didn't move as much, and I go over and I run into the brake and I push down on the accelerator and I surge forward a few feet into a pile of lumber. And this like squeezed against my leg. My leg was outside the door. Do not pull forward with your leg outside the door. It just, it's not worth it. So pretty crazy. Can't have anything nice.
Is it going to be easier? Do you want me to take a fence panel off, or is it fine?
No, that'll be fine because we'll be rigging right here.
Okay.
So
all right.
It'll be good. Thanks. All right, so here's a little slick trick. So I didn't quite get my tie-in point, or my point that I wanted. So we're gonna pull this up here. And then we're gonna drop that down in the spot that I did want. So now you want to make sure when you do this that you get the right, you pull the right one out again. I've fished a line into the spot and then I actually took out the wrong one. Okay, that's the one I want. So this is the one I'm taking out. Tripping all over everything. These new boots. Set my phone up on the fence. Guys, in all my concern, I didn't grab a climber saw. Mark, do you have yours? Did anyone pick up our new one yet? Who doesn't bring a climbing saw? Do we have a 62 or a 55 or a 50? Gosh, jamming up my car this morning messed up my day. You got a climber. Sassy. Man. Extra trauma this morning. I meant to run to Schultz. Then I changed that errand with running to the auto body place to get a quote on my truck. Okay, so a little backstory here. This this portion here was up and over this garage, and a storm had fractured it. You can see some of the cracks in it right there. It was completely compromised, but it didn't fall. So it created a little bit of ownership dilemma. It's kind of all the way on his side of the line, but it was this garage that was threatened. And so there's a little snafu, who was paying for what. And so we came to show up, and there was an understanding that I was supposed to take down this side too, and I wasn't. I was just taking down the side over the garage. And so that created a little bit of a conflict and a discussion, and I was going to be liable for the hazard of this tree. Well, he took some more weight off of this tree since I touched it. And anyways, I stopped by to look at it, and you know, there was still a little bitterness I sensed. As you can watch one of the videos, Angry Neighbor Still Angry. And I thought, you know, I have it within my ability to make this bitterness go away, because I can just take this down. And you know, the benefit to me is I get a completion of a video series. I can see it all the way to the end. There's been a whole bunch of discussion about, is this one stem or two stems? Is this one tree or two trees? And I never really called it two trees. The language I used was they're like two separate entities. And that was somewhat hyperbolic, in that I was, you know, taking branches off of this side doesn't have any direct effect on that side. As if we were to take off like a great big branch on that single stem. Taking off a big branch on that single stem is much different than taking off branches on a separate stem. It just is. They're separate entities in that regard, in that context. Well, that blew up. There's a whole bunch. It's one tree, it's one root system. Well, it's going to be fun when we grind this stump. I'm going to air spade this out, and we're going to see this root system, and we're going to see, you know, these are probably genetically one tree, and no doubt the roots are probably grafted. But that separation, as far as physical support, you know, these stems are supporting each other individually. There's no wood connecting here that's holding this tree. This tree is standing right here. This stem is standing on its own strength. There's nothing from this side that's helping that side. And then you got all the people going, oh, well, the root plate is just gonna pop out of the ground now because you took off all the ballast. You know, root plates don't just pop out of the ground. Maybe if you're down in the bayou, you know, the river bottom. I mean, in a established urban soil like this, these are 80, 100-year-old houses. This soil is like stable, and so the idea that this is just going to tip over like a balanced scale is ridiculous. So that wasn't ever a concern of mine, but it was a concern of any number of 8,000 commenters. And so it's going to be fun to kind of dissect that out and find. I don't know exactly what I'm going to find when I blow that out, but we're going to find something. We're all going to be just a little bit smarter when we're done with it. So for me, you know, coming down and taking this down for this guy, and you know, putting to rest any bitterness that didn't need to be there. I get the value of getting the education and being able to dissect this out and complete a video series, and you know, maybe we'll do one concise video out of the whole story. And so that's value to me. And I kind of, the nature of my channel and my social media is to educate my fellow arborists, putting my spikes on with my new Hikes boots. These were provided by Hikes, and I get to try them out. So I'm happy to do it for him. And so anyways, we're gonna get some good value out of this. So here's the takedown of the other side. I set this up so that we create a little compression force right down through this stem, and we'll be able to rig pretty good sized pieces. Okay, Mark, you got my saw. Oh, you guys making fun of me? Now you going over there to get real data? Oh, that was what some lady did to me back there. It's the front side that I did.
So Mark, you think the bark box on your still? Wait till you hear this 95 with the modified puppy.
We got the modified 95 with?
Sure do. Well, why screw around with a 28-inch bar when you can run a 32?
Yeah, it is a bigger stump. Yeah, Mark, on the car, the stiffer boots, I went to go from the accelerator to the brake, and I hit the side of the brake and then pushed down.
Oh, are those some new climbers?
Yeah, so my free boots just cost me 10 times the amount. You think that's funny? You find that humorous?
All right. You're like a woman in heels.
What's that?
You're like a woman in heels.
Like a woman in heels.
Karma is a real thing.
Yeah, what, karma is a good thing. So the day I'm doing a complimentary tree and I add the same amount to my repair bill, I don't know, that's not very good karma.
Like I always say, no good deed goes unpunished.
I do have a new akimbo in my car. I could switch out, but I don't feel like adjusting to a new akimbo. I am very comfortable with how this one is slipping at the moment. There's no reason. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
You're doing fine, Kevin.
I'm hoping my lanyard for my saw is in this truck. It is not with me. Somebody borrowed it.
That coily one that's on
That coily
Is it
one?
on the back side?
Yeah.
Somebody put it on the wrong side of my...
I wonder who that would be. I tell you.
Okay, Lord. Get in my head right now, Lord. We need safety today.
I'm like, isn't that that coily thing?
Yeah, we really are. I was just thinking that. ARP's the way to go.
This is our crew. All right. We'll run up, we'll do a nice low altitude lift. All right, I'll drop a couple little pieces. Well, it's cutting, so that's all that matters. We'll take this in two piece since we're not on a like super beefy thing there. But we do have compression. Of course, we kind of lean back towards that compression, so we're yarding it on a little bit. It's just what we want. Want it to hang on there and we can gently roll her off. Oh, is it gonna hang up there? seems to be holding pretty well. Don't bounce it down, just set her down. I can correct that. Oh, I gotta get lengthened out a little bit farther. Hey, leave that there, I'll drop this. You wanna hand me a bigger saw? Oh yeah, you probably could cut it from the ground. Of course, then you don't have to worry about a roll if I cut it. Right the no. I kind of liked it where it was, Mark. Yeah, I guess I make my angle that way. I thought you warmed that up.
I got another steel.
Might as well cut my undercut. Let me see. My main block is a little low. Now we can just take this stuff right off here. We got quite a bit of wind. I'm not bombing anything. These will be light enough for this. I'll get right up here. Up close and personal. I could actually do this. Get nice and comfortable. You know, work position is everything. Now, we're going to do this. I'm going to tie a clove here. Okay, so I tied a clove hitch. And here, we'll tighten that up. Cut this one out first. Okay, you want to pull up, take a wrap? Yeah, so the little one's gonna hang first.
Taking the three and they're hanging.
Should have cut the knots first, but we can do that. That'll work. Just need a baby notch. All right, cutting the back one next. Hold it high. Get a sweep out of there. That'll work. Little one coming down to the driveway. gonna set this up for a lift. And we're gonna kind of pull this over and eat up a little bit of slack. So this is what's nice about the GRCS. So, I mean, we got friction here, but who cares? Okay, that's probably good. So when I give me about a second or so on the back cut and then start cranking. And then we can eat up this extra slack. And if we got enough space, but it just gives us a little bit more head space above those lines. And look at it, it's like a foot from the lines. So that little extra headspace, you know, probably did something. We weren't going to do anything to those lines with the tips, but still, a good example. We can do the same thing on these next ones. These will be lighter. That was fairly heavy. Somebody had some quality pruning cuts up here. Are you gonna have to flip that to me? Okay, set it up for a lift again. Just lower it out of there, it'll come. Maybe it won't. That's all right, you'll pull it out of there. Mission accomplished. All right, first time this time. Well, we'll be done with the tricky stuff pretty quick. All right, so, you know, you wouldn't do this with a big rig. Like, we're kind of above the point here. So we're flopping around quite a bit, but it's not that heavy of a piece. All right, set it up for a lift. And the wind's at my back, blowing right through here. So we're kind of using the GRCS to do something we otherwise probably would be tough to try to pull this back. The wind would be pushing it. And hanging perfect. Bounced around a little bit. Probably weighed a few more pounds than it actually is, but you know, it's small. Now I'll be able to take quite a bit of this. I'll probably sling it down a little lower. Oh, you gotta get over that stub there. Mike already learned that. He did learn it. We got it down to one flip. So I'm quite confident Jerry would get it in one flip next time. I guess that could have hit me, but I got lucky on the bounce. You got to remember that on lifting, you know, the guy on the rope can't let it run. It's a lift, so he's kind of stuck. Did somebody take the washer off? Oh man, same person that stole my lanyard for my saw. I'm beginning to not appreciate your humor, Mark. I did put your humor in your affirmation statement though. So maybe I asked for it. And I just said, don't change. I think you're right. All right, this is just a small little guy. Might as well not drop it on the gate, even though they're strong. Oh, they're coming for you. Bad boys, bad boys. The rope is through the fair lead. I appreciate knowing that, Mark. Did you say you checked his first rig to make sure? Yeah, why didn't you check my car for a saw? All right, a lift. Well, we did take a pretty big piece down there, so we'll probably take a pretty big piece here. Okay, lift it. On these lifts, we make fairly, you know, small notches, not real deep, because we want this to come off here, not back here. A little bit of rocking and rolling. Bumped into the line. Supposed to be less dynamics when we lift. Lay that down in the turf and maybe I can send some pieces down to it. It's not quite right in the spot. I'll rig one. Yeah, we'll keep it with this. So we can take, I'll flip that around the other way. Put a half hitch around there. And we'll go on the back side with this. So we get a lift. All right, set up for lift. That'll work still. I'm lazy. Okay, this one I'll drop, lay this one down there so I have a bigger target to hit. Think it'll go. Perfect. What's that?
While you're low, are you going to take these guys?
Yeah, I suppose I can. If you want those out of your way.
You lift the whole thing off there and cut it right here.
Well, I don't think so. That would hit you. Oh, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then there's size of branch compared to size of rig. I suppose we could take one more piece off here without cutting the rope, could we? It'll be close.
Why don't you don't cut the rope in my head?
If you go over like that.
Look at that hustle. Look at that.
I'm going to flip the line to you.
Yeah, flip the line to me.
Terry, you got it on the first try.
Yay! He's learning.
He's learning. I told you get it on the second try.
Learner. All right, now we need to, who's the shortest? Terry, you're up for cranking.
You gotta go on this side. Why don't you get her down to a couple rafts and stand back? Then you just guide her to the ground. Let her go. Perfect. Get her done. Mark, don't ask me to do anything else today. That wasn't totally fun, but we got those out of the way. I guess we could have just pulled them off of there with the loader once this was out of the way. Making me climb this tall tree again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I probably got to do sales later. You're wearing me out. Yeah, we want to leave a little crash pad for our trunk. These shoes are feeling good. Yeah, in fact, I wasn't even talking about the boots because I wasn't even noticing. Yeah, what you don't want to know, what you don't want is to notice your boots. If you're noticing your boots, something's wrong. So I didn't notice the boots until Mark asked me about it, so I think they're working. I'll just hand cut this one out of the way, Mark, just in case it twists my wrist and I drop it. Which it did. I called it. I called the shot. Trying to take off my opposing thumb. I'm gonna let go. All right. We are gonna be done with this real soon. Another one coming down. Well, Lisa recently dinged her car and she was feeling real bad about it. She's gonna feel a little less bad now. So you know, the secret to being married 36 years is, you know, make your wife feel better. So I did this all for her. I'll have to use the Pride and Prejudice quote, "I did it all for you, you must know." Surely, you must know. All right, little piece of brush. Now, I have to remember to undo this. Well, of course I'm going to undo it because I'm coming down the tree, so. But yeah, if you were ever to do this in another tree, you obviously can't put a retrievable like this. Now, I think I want it to go around this way. Yeah, it's going to want to go around this way. Now I'll I think I'm set up again. Are you guys ready? This branch is coming out and around. Got a wrap? Bit of a wild swing. I'm gonna adjust my rope up here. We actually can go right back up to where we were. I think I'm all organized now. I'm going to go up here and take shorter pieces, put a little okay. All right. Are you ready? Hold this high so it comes over before it hits the line. That maple breaks a little fast for a slash cut like that. Should have undercut it first. For those guys that ask me, why do you undercut your slash cuts? Just cut straight through from the top. You know, maybe that works for fir trees. Doesn't work for maples. Little branch coming down, Mark. It's a little bigger than that one I just hit you with. I didn't want you to be confused, but that was it. Yeah. No. It was already on the way before I was warning. Just put a half hitch on this little guy. Yeah, speed of sound wasn't quite fast enough for my skill set in the tree. Okay, take a half wrap and just hold it. Okay, there's a second one coming here. Maybe not. Probably could have. Of course, we needed all the vehicles, I suppose. Probably didn't need 4 of us here, but it's sure is a comfortable job. Yeah, so everyone's involved in the logistics of the day. We're all necessary. Okay, pull it all the way up. Yeah, apparently I can't feel the shoes. What was that? Oh. Yeah. Hey, remember the Audis? Oh no, they just go in reverse. I had my foot on the brake. I know I had my foot on the brake. Coming over. He uses all of his space. Taps the lines. Yeah, it really wasn't that much shake. If you were, well, you know, you were disappointed with the amount of shake, I thought you wanted more. Let's do this. Get these both. 2 cuts. First one doesn't fall, second one they both fall. All right, that works. Oh, the smart car. Meet me, Ham's barbecue. Game of trees, we're having fun. All right, half a wrap. Don't shake it around once you get her tied off. I'm gonna be cutting pretty close to the rope. Make a brake cut. Put it on the string. Yeah, it's just tiny. All right. Pull it all the way up, and then I will yeah, that rope is a mess. I told you it was a mess. Okay, I'm gonna make brake cuts. You guys should move the rakes and everything out of the way. We could have some bounces, you know. Now you make these perpendicular to the lean. You see how that's wobbling? If the weight was working against that, it would probably break. Let's see if I can get this to go flat here. Oh, nice. Oh, 100% on landing flat, even on the little ones. Oh, not quite totally flat. That was a one-hander though. It was a little wobbly, too wobbly for my concern, because Mark's kind of distracted with ropes and he's left the GRCS in play. Get those fragile ropes out of the way. All right, over the shoulder, shooting blind. Oh. Nothing like hand control. Okay. Oh, a digger. Got cocky. Thought I was invincible. Okay. Okay, see if I can get this flipped over. Oh, that log cheated me. That was just kind of the buffer. Oh, you got the hair dryer? Oh, the gas hair dryer, not the all the way hair dryer. Yeah, you of all people to forget a blower. All right, the maiden voyage of the hikes is pretty good. We'll see how they last. They may be breaking out on me pretty quick here. All right. So here's the moment of truth. Two independent stems not supporting each other. They're independently supported. Okay? They are not holding each other. We're gonna go get the little loader. Okay, so the little bit of roots, there is actually like roots growing in between the stumps. All right, so that was the only thing, was this fibrous material between the stumps, and that was just adventitious roots growing up into that, you know, decaying portion, this decaying portion here, and that airspace in between the stumps. But there's no connection between the two stems all the way to the ground. All the way to the ground. They are supporting each other independently from the ground. And that was my argument. They're virtually separate entities. Any cutting on this side, the decay is going to go down into this side. It's not going to affect this side directly. And the weight of this on the root plate, it's immaterial. That root plate is held in the ground very, very well. So I was never worried about a root plate failure. There's zero. We've had some wet weather, and there's zero swelling. I mean, that root plate never moved since we've been here 2 years ago, year and a half, safely. So anyhow, now let's get this second one cut off of there. Where's our little blower? They didn't take our blower. Our little hair dryer. After having these 900 CFM blowers, these are like hair dryers. Okay, that's interesting. So that third stump, you know, died, and these are probably two shoots off of that then enveloped that. There could have been an old stump underneath here, a small one. But these are absolutely independent stems. They're self-supporting. So this buttress root comes out here and supports this. And we're probably going to find that they're quite separate down under the ground too.
How's it going?
I didn't even think you'd be here yet.
Oh, we're like all but done.
Yeah, that's cool. Everything go good?
Yeah, it went perfect.
Get a cool video and stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Is
And
the owner here? Do you guys get to talk?
yeah, we shook hands. And,
that's good. Cool. Are you okay? I heard that you like smashed your car, your leg or something today.
yeah,
Yeah, but you're okay though?
yeah, I got a big bruise on my
Like
leg.
driving with your leg out of the car.
Literally, like a truck had to get by, so I was going to just pull forward just a couple
just
feet.
like a little
so I just
bit.
jumped in and I just put it in gear and I moved, and then I had brand new boots on, and they're stiff, and so I went to move to the brake. I hit the side of the brake and then pushed down. You know, it was like muscle memory. It's like move over, push down, move over, push the accelerator.
Oh, that could have been horrible.
Yeah, I could have crushed my leg in the door.
Is the car okay?
Probably 10 times the cost of these free boots. They gave me these boots.
Now,
and I'm gonna blame it on the boots.
Now, if you had had your GoPro on, that might have been a good video. Right?
Yeah, well,
Almost
you
lost
know,
my leg.
I'm talking about it in this video, so.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, look at how separate they are.
Oh, yeah.
They're totally disconnected. And it's gonna be neat to see down under the ground where these go. It's all air spayed out to about here.
Are you guys grinding it out today?
Not today, because I want to air spade this, so we're gonna
okay.
tie it in with other stuff.
Sure.
I'll show up with somebody, we'll air spade it, and then they'll take off, and I'll finish. So
And they left ropes and everything.
yeah, hopefully you don't need those.
Well, I got this kid Felipe waiting at the gym for me. I had this feeling
Okay.
that you were coming here for your second job today or something.
No, we got right after it, so I'll go do some sales now today.
So okay.
Mike, I can throw some stuff in my car, Mike.
I'm gonna.
All right, well, that's a wrap. $18-19 months of story is about to be over. We'll do one more video on the stump, and then the angry neighbor will come to an end. But game with trees, we're having fun. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Summer heat and tundra cold and throwing a storm of three. Stakes are high, there's always a risk when you're playing the game of trees.